Alright, so we have a five-man recruiting class so far for the Utica University Pioneers. Now, I was going to do one after another, but then I was like, I've done that before with videos of one after another, and it kind of, I figured I blended all into one because at first I was going to do the first commitment because I missed out. I was like, I'm too late on the Hughes commitment. And then you have DiRazio commit, and then you have Delarevere, um, Perrick, both on the same day from the same place. So I'm like, all right. Then it's like, okay, I may do separate videos, but then the Reed Oliver thing came down the chamber, and I'm like, okay, now I can't. I have to do one singular video on him. So, and I guarantee I'm gonna butcher the names throughout the video, so my bad. I say this with every video, no matter if it's hockey, football, no matter what. Because I always butcher somebody's name, even if I don't mean to. And I know some I end up, I'm like, oh yeah, I look back and I go, yeah, I butchered that name, I know it. But, so first I'm gonna look at the recruiting class and then where they stand in terms of the roster right now. Now, for forwards, you have Aiden Hughes. Now, Aiden Hughes is a left-handed, listed as a center, and he's coming out of Mississauga, Canada, and he's a 21-year-old. All these guys are 21, which I find funny. So Hughes is coming over from the OJHL, where he spent 5 years. Actually, he's from Mississauga, Canada. That's what I meant to say. 5 years in the OJHL, mostly with the Milton Menace. Now, he spent 18-19 with the Burlington Cougars, where he recorded 40 games, 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. And then in 1920, he moves on to the Milton Menace, where he stays for the rest of his OJHL career. In 1920, he logged 42 games, 21 points, 21 goals, 12 assists, 33 points. In 2021, he didn't play a single game, so didn't have a single point at all. 21-22 records 52 games, 16 goals, 20 points, 16 goals, 30 assists, 46 points. I'm messing up my own sheet because it's all thrown around. And in 22-23, 53 games played, 31 goals, 45 assists, 76 points. So he really stacked points at the end. I can't wait. I mean, we do need another center. And then the other forward to come in from this class is Andrew Delarevere. Now, he's a left-handed he's a lefty listed as a center left wing, and comes over from Canada too. Like I said, he's also 21. He spent 3 years in the OJHL, 20, and all of them were with the Georgetown Raiders. In 20-21, he listed no games played, no points registered. 21-22, he lists 50 games played, 16 goals, 24 assists, 40 points, and then the following season follows that up in 22-23 with 53 games played, 25 goals, 58 assists, 83 points. So a jump over 2 years from nothing to a 50 game to a 53 game, and doubling his points from his first year playing any games to his second year. More than double. On to the defensemen, you have Austin Diorazio. I'm pronouncing it like that. I don't know I don't know if that's pronounced right. Probably not. He is a lefty defenseman coming out of Canada, out of Vaughan. I want to say it's Vaughan, Canada. I guarantee I said that wrong. Also 21, and he spent 2 different 2-year stints in the OJHL and spent 1 year in NCDC. In 18-19, he started his first stint in the OJHL playing with the Newmarket Hurricanes, listing 50 games, 3 goals, 8 points, or 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. In 1920, he moves on to the Markham Royals, listing 53 games, 8 goals, 17 assists, 25 points. 2021, he goes to the NCDC for a year, plays for the Connecticut Junior Rangers, lists 6 games, no points. And then the Islanders hockey club, hockey team, one game, no points, and then moves on to the Philly hockey team, the Philly Hockey Club in CDC. 11 games, zero. I wrote down 0-0-2, which would be 0-0-2. I don't know why. I assume it's 2 assists. I might have meant. I don't know, but he listed 2 points there. Unless I wrote it, or unless it was wrong on Elite Prospects, which you never know. Elite Prospects does have some annoying things on it, like Utica 54 points in total. Now, 7 games, 4 goals, 18 assists, 22 points, and then in 22. So in 1920, he played for the Colton Place Junior. Moves on to the GOJHL, to the Stratford Warriors, logging 49 games, 14 goals, 37 assists, 51 points. Now, Elite Prospects does list Dom Chessie and Dominic Vidimov. Now, they're listed on the roster. I don't know how accurate that is. I couldn't find anything on Vidimov and his commitment at all. Chessie, it seems like, was recruited and committed in 2017, was listed from 315 Hockey Live. And I think that was back when it was Marty's Illegal Stick. And looking at it, I don't know if he's still in the class. There's been no confirmation he's coming. As far as I know, I haven't been able to find anything. The only thing I've been able to find is he committed when he was with the Tampa Junior Lightning. That's it. I haven't found a single word outside of that on Chessie. That's it. That's all I've heard on those two. So those are, I'd put question marks next to those two, but I honestly don't know. But that is your 5 right now in Utica's recruiting class. Now, looking at how the lineup is right now, in goal, you still have Lanzi. You have the transfer Ethan Thomas coming from St. Thomas, or Ethan Roberts coming from St. Thomas University, and their club team. And that with coming in. Now, I just slotted them in as they were recruited, or as they committed, so this is just randomly throwing them in. Diorazio. And then 7 and 8 would be Parrick and Oliver. So, and that, Gary's so unpredictable, and we don't 100% know how these guys look at the moment. We're not going to know until they're in UC colors. We don't know until they're going to be in the blue and orange. So they could be lined up any single way. Gary's so unpredictable that you'll see him probably lined up all different ways all season if that's 6 spots open. Do I think it's going to be open? I don't know. Transfers can still happen. Big recruits can still happen, you know. You never know until the season starts. And even then, you still never know. You had Patton leave at the end of in the middle of last season. He went over to the team we played at the beginning of the season. Who was it? Plymouth State. Played his first game, he balls out, and then you don't hear him from the rest of the year. You know, you could have one of those. You never know. You honestly, truly never know until it happens. And that you at least have depth there now. You can at least say you have 6 slots filled plus a 7D. You don't got to necessarily worry unless there's a big injury strike, which, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't happen, but we did have injuries last year in the defensive core. And then in the forward room, you have, right now I have listed 9. If Chessie and Vidimov do show up, or even just Chessie, you have 10. But right now, as of that I can confirm, we have 9. Brialt, Murph, Wood, Jacob Brialt. You have Shane Murphy. Why am I forgetting Wood's first name? Matt Wood. And I've thrown that together as just a line 1 for now. That's just a thrown together line 1. Barnish, Gutt, Kagan, Carroll, Hughes, De La Rovere. Now, those are just thrown together lines. I don't know where some of these guys are going to be playing. I mean, I don't even know if Gutt can play center. I think he can. I'm pretty sure he can. I'm 99% sure I saw him take a couple face-offs. But I think I don't know if he's primarily a wing. I know Kagan was primarily a wing. I know Wood's a wing. Murph, I watched take face-offs. So I don't know where some of these guys are going to line up. I also don't know who's coming in. if more forward recruits are going to come in, which I have a feeling they're gonna, it's Gary. I mean, he's probably, I guarantee he's out doing his thing. And, transfers can still happen. Transfers, it's a year-round thing at this point. I mean, when Patton left in the middle of the season, I looked around, I'm like, we found it out at a game. We found it out 2 weeks prior, or 2 weeks later. I'm looking around going, huh, he really did leave. We were talking about it. Because one of the guys I was with bought the jersey like 3 weeks earlier. Like 3 weeks before, because they had jerseys on sale. They had Del Monte, Patton, and a couple other guys. So they had to have known Patton was leaving. There had to have been it had to have been on the table around the time that he bought the jersey almost, or it was probably a spur of the moment. Yeah, I'm leaving, and the jersey just happened to be on sale. So I get mind games like that because I'm like, I don't know what was going on, because I wish I had that inside source, and I don't. That's why I get a lot of the news from 315 Hockey and Scotty, because that's where a lot of it comes through. I mean, he listed a lot of the departures, and he didn't list Acosta in them. He didn't list Christian Acosta. So I looked at that, and I said, does that mean Christian's coming back? I don't know. If you add Christian back, if that was really true, or a transfer comes in with getting the lineup filled at the moment, let alone getting talented guys in, this is probably going to be I say this is going to be a down year for UC, but you're not going to see it until playoffs. I have a feeling. Because you may see them struggle against the higher talented teams, because I've heard Gary really wants a stacked schedule, and I'm pretty sure he's even said that on podcast, on the 315 Hockey Live podcast, on Marty's Legal Stick. He wants that. I'm pretty sure he said he wants a strong schedule, or that he likes a strong schedule. Well, knowing him wanting a strong schedule and seeing how they've scheduled the last couple of years of getting strong, talented teams coming in on your out-of-conference games, you may see them struggle. You may even see them lose a couple this year. But we're in such a weak conference that you're not going to see it in some of those conference games. You may see them not put up the points they did last year, but you're probably not going to see them lose too many, because this conference is so bad. And I've talked to a bunch of people. Like, I've said it on 315 Hockey Live, I'm pretty sure, that this is a weak conference. I tell it to some of the guys I sit with all the time. I mean, I even got to talk to Ray Biggs, the play-by-play guy, during the off season, and like I mentioned to him, this is such a weak conference that you never truly know, even if we do get a rough lineup here, So it's so unpredictable. Plus, Gary's got a tried and true coaching style he's used for 20 years. Sometimes the system makes the players look better. Sometimes the players make them he's had for 20 years and tweaked and adjusted and knows inside out and knows the guys he wants. I trust him. But anyways, that's kind of your lineup. I know I had a little bit of just talking at the end, but it's been a while. I'm just waiting for news at this point, And when I do get the news, I get really excited. But anyways, it couldn't come any faster. Signing out, boys.